Hi everyone, I'm Jackie. Welcome back to my channel. We are enjoying life's journey. Welcome to my 100 goals for the next 10 years in 10 different categories of my life. So if you're interested in hearing what I have to say about goals and what my 100 plus goals are, then let's get to it. So if you watched before, usually I share with you every month a goals report video. I usually set goals for the month and then I share with you if I accomplish them or not, and I set new ones. So I mentioned that I had broken my life down in 7 different categories, and then I had 3 additional kind of like career job type categories. So I had 10 categories total, and I wanted to sit down and do at least 10 goals in each category that could span over like the next 10 years. And really, when it comes down to trying to achieve a goal, a New Year's resolution, or anything like that, you know, we're always very focused on the outcome. And that's usually what I've been sharing with you guys is basically, okay, this is what I set. Did I accomplish it or not? And as I've kind of started making these goals, I've also been looking more into just habits, right? And realistically, some of the goals that we have are actually more like just trying to make lifestyle changes and habits and maybe developing some type of a system in place. So the idea of a goal really is just to kind of get everything out of your head, have a little more clarity and direction of where you want to go, and it helps you just kind of stay focused. But in reality, we don't want to focus so much on the outcome as we do on what we want to call our identities in that category. But basically, you want to associate with the person that does this or the person in who is this, and what type of habits do they do, or what kind of systems do they have in place to be that type of person. So a good example a lot of the people use is, say you're trying to quit smoking. Someone offers you a cigarette and you say, oh, no thanks, I'm trying to quit, versus saying, oh, no thanks, I'm not a smoker, right? So the idea is we want to identify with what it is. So for instance, you know, one of my goals is in my category is radiating vitality, right? And I want to think of, instead of saying, okay, I have this goal, this goal, and this goal, I more or less want to say, I am an active person, or I'm a person that's full of energy, I'm healthy, those type of things, and that's who I identify with. So then what kind of habits do I need to put into place to become that type of person? So that's what we're going to get into all of that in more detail later on for 2020 as I start to show how I'm going to accomplish some of these goals, or like I said, try to break them down into more of like habits. Today, I'm going to just share with you the categories and the goals. So I hope 2020 will be better. From me sharing for you guys is that I can start breaking down on how I'm accomplishing some of these things versus me just checking in and saying, yes, I did or no, I didn't. Once I started writing things down, after the fact, as I'm rereading them, I can think of more things, or now that I'm thinking of the idea of coming up with that identity and the habits associated with it, some of these are probably going to change or slightly, you know, we'll see, but this is what I have written down. So I have actually 3 sheets of paper here, and I have my first category is radiating vitality. So this consists of my health, my fitness, my beauty, my emotional and spiritual well-being. Here they go. The first one is yearly exams and well woman exams every 5 years. So this is a habit, right? Trying to create this thing. But I need to break it down into more detail when I actually sit down and say, okay, what exactly are we doing? What are we monitoring? What are we tracking and all of that? So, but this is, we're just going to get through it. The second one is doing yearly cleanses. So I want to try a colonic. I want to try juice fasting, things like that. 3, being physically active every single day. So this could be in the terms of just stretching, maybe going for a walk, or actually going to strength training, but I want to actually be active every day. And then I need kind of, the idea for me is that I want to maintain my current body weight, but I want to kind of turn some of my fat into muscles. 4, I want to try a longer distance hiking trail with my friend Heather. In the past, we've done a backpacking trip to Havasu Falls. It was amazing. So Ricky and I do want to take the girls on that trip. Or I want to try maybe a trail race or something, because my friend Heather's been really into trail racing. So I thought that would be a cool physical event for me to try with her. I want to try a Tough Mudder or one of those Spartan type challenges with Ricky, my husband. 6, I want to attend a health and fitness spa retreat type thing. So something, I know Tony Robbins has his spa in Fiji and he does things out there. How cool would it be to do that? Could I afford to do it this year? No. But again, this could be 10 years from now. We'll see. Now this is kind of getting into some of like the beauty aspects. I want to have my teeth straightened. So you see here, as one of my viewers so eloquently said, I have crocodile teeth or alligator teeth. And I couldn't help but laugh because that's what it looks like. I was born without the 2 teeth on the bottom. So as my grown-up teeth came in, I did not have those 2 teeth. So everything has just spread out. Now, the problem that I'm having is now it's shifting the top teeth, and then my jaw is now popping and getting crazy. So I would like to have my teeth done. I met with an orthodontist. We might have to remove 2 teeth up here. I don't know, so we'll see. But the idea is I want to have that done at some point. That could be a couple years from now. And I'd like to have my teeth like professionally whitened. So that was 7. So 8 would be going to the chiropractor on a regular basis, which I actually started going to in November. So I've been going once a week, and that's been really helping out. Going to massage therapists, getting my hair cut on a regular basis. So I finally had my hair cut yesterday. The girls and I both went. So I actually already talked to my hairdresser about like, hey, I need to like schedule you in like for the whole year. And so he said, yeah, let's do it. 9, I want to start getting facials. I want to get that tattooed eyeliner. I want to give that a shot. My friend had her eyes done, kind of like a tattooed type thing on the eyebrows. I want to try that. Maybe do eyelash extensions. So these are just, beauty things that I personally would like to try over the next couple years. 10, this is a big one I really want to do, is laser hair removal, especially my armpits. I would love to do that. I had a friend of a friend, she had her armpits done, and it is amazing. It's like baby armpits. How cool is that? So maybe doing some type of laser hair removal. So that would be my 10. And again, this is an area that I really like, so I kind of kept going. I want to make sure I'm getting my daily sun. So again, this is some type of a habit I need to like really figure out how can I get it into my daily activity. Now this is kind of more of my emotional, spiritual well-being, daily gratitude, and then lastly, the daily breathing and meditation. So that's my radiating vitality. Those are things that I want to do. So next, I'm going to go through and sit down, okay, what am I trying to accomplish in 2020? And I'll be sure to share that with you. And then I'm going to show you how am I going to do it. My next category is creator of the good life. So this is all of my personal and professional growth. So as I learn and implement what I'm learning, I start to create the life that I want. So my first goal is to pass my ACE group fitness exam. I put by January or February of 2020. I'm not gonna lie, December I have not studied at all, so I do kind of need to bring it back up. I was talking about, in a previous video I mentioned that I'm a licensed Zumba instructor now, so I've officially have my first class Fridays at 9. I'm so excited about that. So today was my 4th week in a row teaching on Fridays. So I kind of like, I'm like, oh, I gotta still study for my group fitness exam, right? So it's kind of hard when you start doing what you thought you were studying for, so I got to do that. 2, I want to finish my ultimate visions and missions for each of my categories. So I haven't sat down and totally written them out, but I've thought about them a lot. 3, I want to take the training. This is specialty training for Zumba. So being licensed to teach Zumba toning, Zumba step, and Zumba kids. All 3 of them, or at least one more of them. I want to attend another travel conference. I am an independent travel agent as well. I want to attend the Zumba conference, and there's a Zumba cruise, so at some point attending at least one of those. I want to finish reading the books that I got for 2019. There's a few that I did not read, so I want to read those, and then there's a few I want to read again because I need to go back and make sure that I've implemented some of them, and those are most of those are like finance related that I need to do. 7, I want to attend either a YouTube or some type of finance blogging conference thing. I think that would be really fun. And then 8, I want to do continual education that's required for ACE, Zumba, and my travel things. There's certain cruise lines we have to do yearly training on those, so continuing with that every year. I want to get back in the habit of reading 30 minutes every day. And then 10 is to get the new books and apply things. So one of the main books I definitely want to pick up is Atomic Habits by James Clear. And this is kind of what I was talking about. He talks about how to break your habits down into tiny little pieces. So you're just focusing on the first like 2 minutes of that habit. So you're just focusing on like starting the habit. And then once you have that habit of actually showing up, is what he calls it, then you can build upon the habit. So I really want to pick that one up sooner than later so I can really implement a lot of this stuff. So that was that category. So again, I'm going to pick which ones are most important for 2020, and then I'll share those with you when that comes. My third category is adventure seeker. So this is all my fun, my travel, my hobbies, all of that. So 10 goals I have. For those of you who may not know, we went on our very first cruise in October of 2018, and we fell in love with it. We thought you get good bang for your buck. It's great for the family. Everybody loved it. And so we've decided that we want to try to go on one cruise every year. So the first one is the Eastern Caribbean cruise for 2020, which we already have booked for December. So that's a group cruise that we're doing. So we're excited about that. Another cruise we want to try is Alaska. The third one, these aren't in any order. I'll have to go back and decide what order are we going to do it. A Panama Canal cruise, a Hawaii cruise, Australia cruise, Polynesian Island cruise, Europe that involves Ireland, and Europe that involves Italy. Those are where I would like to go. My husband probably would like to put in like an Asian cruise as well. Maybe we'll have, on Mediterranean, something else, we'll see, but those are mine. And then number 9 for that is just to have a yearly staycation. Usually we do staycations here in Arizona, maybe we'll go to California, but basically keeping it within the United States. And then doing monthly date nights, family events, and incorporating our hobbies within that with what we're doing. This kind of leads me into my fourth category, which is forging bonds. So these are all of my relationships that I have, friends, family, my kids, my husband, things like that. So the first one, some of these you'll see they kind of overlap. So monthly date nights with Ricky and my kids. So Ricky and I have been really consistent of one night a month. We want to try to up it up to two nights a month. Where we actually have just me and him. We get to go out and do stuff. And then I want to start a new tradition of taking my daughters out for their own date, just with them each individually. I have a really good memory of my mom. We went through a year where we had my nephew for a couple months, and then we had my niece for a couple months. And I remember I was feeling a little left out, and my mom took just me to the movies, and we snuck in the popcorn and the candy. And something so small is such a good memory for me that I want to make sure that my daughters have little special date nights with me. And then if Ricky wants to do the same, that's awesome. Definitely something that, again, some of these are more like habits, trying to incorporate these on a regular basis. The second one is having, monthly family events where we're actually out of the house, right? We tend to get stuck inside a lot and things like that, especially if we're working a lot. So making sure that we do something outside of the house as a family at least once a month. My third one is having a monthly phone call to my parents and my siblings, because we'll go months, like 3-4 months without talking. You don't realize like how fast time goes. So I want to be more proactive with building those relationships or nurturing those relationships on a monthly basis. Having a monthly phone call to my friend Carrie. She lives out of state, and I feel same thing. Like I want to keep in touch with her more. She came to visit for Thanksgiving, and she stayed with us for like 4 days. And then our other friend came over. We spent like so much time together and catching up, and it was so much fun that I was like, we need to just stay in touch more often. And then they're actually going on the group cruise in December of next year. So we're so excited. We're going to get all the kids together. I'm like excited, really excited about that. I'm doing weekly phone calls to my other 3 girlfriends who are here in Arizona, and just checking in with them on a more regular basis. Sometimes we have to, it goes both ways, but sometimes we just have to put ourselves out there and really reach out. I'm doing either every other month or every quarter doing an actual date with my friends, like actually meeting for lunch or happy hour or something. Same thing, doing a monthly or a quarterly hangout with my dad. And then doing the yearly group cruise for the family and the friends. Will all my friends and family be able to join me every year on a cruise? Probably not, but we are going to make our cruise open as like a group cruise for people who can. I want to start sending random like letters and thank you cards out to my friends and family. You know, we always just focus on like a phone call for the birthday and maybe a Christmas card, but we don't really do like just random. So I want to start doing more random stuff. And then the holidays and the birthday cards, that's still on there, 10. 11, I want to make sure I get back out to Michigan to see my mom again, bring the girls and stuff. We've been out there, you know, maybe 2 or 3 times, but trying to get out there again in the next couple years. And then 12 is just making new traditions, you know, trying to have these new habits or new traditions within those areas. Lots of goals. Ambitious. Okay, so my next one is Queen of the Castle. So this is... I primarily am a stay-at-home mom, stay-at-home wife for the most part. I am an independent travel agent and I do teach Zumba, but those are very part-time. My first priority is my household, so I am queen of this castle. So most of these goals are pertaining to like getting things for the house or having projects done around the house, mostly. So the first one's getting new dressers for the girls' room and the master bedroom. Getting nightstands for the master bedroom, getting new lights for the girls' room and the master bedroom. I saw these, it's an air purifier, fan, and heater all in one, so getting 2 of those, 1 for each bedroom. Having the front yard landscaped, having the backyard landscaped, getting the patio cover. So last year, or this year, was it this year? Yeah, I think it was this year. We had all the cement done for the patio, but now we need the actual cover. Getting the furniture for outside. We want to have the garage completely done. So painted, epoxy flooring, a garage door opener, proper storage. And then getting this, again, these are projects that could span over the next 10 years. Getting a new bathroom sink, counter, and mirror. This is more or less, once the girls are grown and they're done getting nail polish everywhere, then that will be good. Having all the vents cleaned out, so having like the dryer vents and the vents cleaned out. Having, keeping up with the air conditioner being cleaned twice a year and having the bug spray guy come out twice a year. So these are kind of like maintenance things. And then the last one is in that category is just to continue with my Fly Lady system. So really keeping my house organized, decluttered, and clean. I do follow the habits and the system of the Fly Lady system. So that's been working really good. So just to continue up with that. So again, I'm going to pick what am I doing for 2020, and I'll be sharing that with you guys again later. My next category, we're on fire. So this is financially independent. This is basically our financial goals. So the first one is to save for the furniture, right? So I want to bring up a point. So when I was talking about identifying, you know, making a role or identification of the person you want to be. So most of these things with the money have to do with saving, really. So really what I need to do is figure out what are the habits I need to put in place to make me a saver. And I've been working pretty well. You know, we've started, you know, we have our budget, and then we started doing the automatic to the 401k. So we do have some things put in place, but now we need to kind of break it down maybe a little bit more. But again, most of these are going to be like, how do I become a saver? So saving for the furniture, for the inside and the outside, saving for the cruises every year. So anywhere from $6,000 to $8,000 a year is usually what we're spending on like a 7-night cruise. The $8,000, that's like going to be what Alaska's probably, like Alaska, Hawaii, those further away cruises, that's most likely what those are going to be like. Saving for the landscaping for the front and the backyard and the patio. Having our emergency fund of $10,000 to $12,000. We want this by 2021, so in the next 2 years. Having my husband's truck paid off in the next 4 years. Having I have a Toyota CHR now. Having that paid off in the next like 5 years. Having the house paid off by 2028. This would be amazing. We would be mortgage free by the age of 46. That'd be so cool. And then the last 3 are to reach financial security. To reach financial security, basically we want to have this by 2031. be financially independent by 2033, and be financially free by 2037. So ideally being able to either retire with our current lifestyle around 51 or live a more luxury lifestyle and be able to retire at 55. To be honest with you, Ricky will work until he can't physically work anymore. He is just a worker. So, but the idea is we want to be set up. We want to be where we could at any time at those times. So those 3 goals are a little longer than 10 years from now. Those are more like 12, 14, 18 years from now. So we're going to focus on what are we going to do for 2020, and I'll share that with you guys next time. Okay, my next category, helping hands. So this is community, giving back, anything that related to that aspect. So my first one is to donate to 4 charities every year and to start making it automatic. I used to have, we read the book, The Automatic Millionaire, and I had something where I didn't want to make this part automatic because I wanted to have a little more control or a little more connection to where the money was going or what it was being used for. But there is something magical about just making things automatic. So I want to make more of these automatic. 2, give school supplies to my girls' school every year. 3, give 5 care packages to the homeless every year. We did that this year, so we're gonna continue with that new tradition that we did. The girls had fun. We went and got backpacks and filled it with toiletries and canned food and bottled water, and we went and passed those out. 4, doing holiday and birthday gifts for our friends and family. So a few years ago, we were such low income, we just couldn't afford to do anything for anybody. And so this is probably our 2nd year in a row where we've actually been able to send out Christmas things to our friends and family, and it feels good being able to give, even if it is something small. And that brings me to doing the thank you cards and the letters, so sending out random thank you cards and letters to friends and family. I'm doing random acts of kindness. So we hear about this where people pay for somebody's food in the drive-thru, or but we're gonna think of some fun things for 2020, and just see what are some random acts of kindness we can do. I want to start tipping higher. So at restaurants, haircuts, anywhere, just if we have the means to do so, just tipping a little bit higher. I know there's some countries that you guys don't really do tipping. I know Australia doesn't really do tipping, but we do here in the United States. A lot of our people who work on tips, so I want to be able to tip a little bit higher. Maybe do like a surprising, like an extra big tip one time. That'd be cool. I want to continue to make my videos here on YouTube. I want to make them hopefully more like tips and tricks and things that will help people more. So continuing to try to do that. And then attend school field trips. I actually went on 2 field trips this year I got to go on one with each of my daughters, and it was so cool. I had 5 kids in my group, and it was fun. It's a way to help out the teachers and to actually have some time with my daughters. Donate food to the school, YMCA, whatever fundraising type thing that's going on at the facilities that we participate at. Again, if you guys are a part of a church, you might be donating to the church, you might be bringing food to the church, you might be, doing those type of things. And the other one is just picking up trash. Anytime we go camping or we go hiking, we always leave the space better than we found it, especially when we go camping. A lot of times you'll find cigarette butts or bottle caps or just random trash, and I always make sure that our campsite, I pick up all the extra trash that's not ours and I take it out with us. So that's part of just helping out the earth by helping out that way. So again, I can start thinking of so many more things to do, but that's at least 10, right? So those are all of my personal categories. That was that 7 already? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that was 7. So that was those already. Now I have my 3 that are my like career / business type, job type categories. So the first one is Zin Jackie G. So this is my Zumba stuff. So we are called Zins. We are part of the Zumba Instructor Network. So basically I have 10 goals that I've set in this area. So again, you're going to see some overlapping on some of these. So pass the ACE Group Fitness Certification Exam. This is not required by all of the facilities in order to teach Zumba, but I want to do it because I want to be a little more educated. And it also opens up doors, so I'm a sure-in over somebody who doesn't have it. And also, if I decide if I want to teach another form of group fitness, then I'll be educated to do so. So this is something that, I'm working on right now. I'm studying for this. Two, so my goal is to teach 4 classes a week, hopefully in the morning time. I like teaching in the morning. And I want to be available to sub at least 2 classes a week. So I would teach no more than like 6 classes a week. Okay. I want to teach or I want to host at least one master class, be part of a master class event once a month. We recently did what was called Fitness in the District. It was October and November, and we're doing it again in February. So I'm super excited because I'll be up on stage again for that. So that's kind of 1 or 2 months right there that I'll be there. But I've already been networking with some of the instructors, so I know who I need to be in touch with and find out how do I get on the master class list of instructors. 4, I want to host 1 group cruise a year. So this is not going to happen this year, but if I can start building my clientele and promoting it for next year, that would be awesome. And then offering master classes at sea. So teaming up with a few other instructors and actually utilizing some of the spaces on the cruise ships. That will be amazing. I want to get licensed. Again, this is a crossover. Get licensed to teach Zumba kids, toning and step. I want to attend 1 Zumba cruise and 1 Zumba convention. Again, this is overlapping. 7, I want to have my playlist ready and have my playlist ready for substituting. So I've actually been creating, I have my current playlist, and then basically every month we switch out a few other songs. So now I have a future playlist of the songs that I want to learn and the choreography that I want to learn, so I can start switching out some of the routines. And then I might have a separate playlist for my Friday class. One of the instructors wants me to take over her Tuesday or Thursday class, so I've been creating a playlist for subbing for her, or if I end up taking over her class, we'll see. So getting those finished. Creating my mastermind team of the instructors that I want to work with for master classes in the cruise and everything, which I've kind of been doing. Possibly having a booth at the local events. So it only costs like $20 to have a booth at a lot of the free events that our city puts on. So I'm thinking of going ahead and doing that once we have a cruise scheduled. Then I can promote it at the local events as well. The other thing is working at the YMCA, not teaching, but in another capacity. So either working the front desk or things like that, at least like 15 to 20 hours a week for 2020. So I want to do it for 2020 and then see how teaching goes and see how the travel business is going. And if those pick up where I don't have to work at the desk or whatever, then we can do that. And then 11 is just finish my website. So I started a website specifically for my Zumba stuff, so I can promote my classes, promote the cruise, promote master classes, sell Zumba wear, things like that. A lot going on. So my second business type category is Fab Venturous Getaways. This is my travel business. So my first goal is to update my website. I finally found my niche of basically family cruising and then doing the Zumba cruises. So I want to update my website to properly reflect that. Before I just had cruising in general, but now I know that it's really family cruising. We've gone on a couple cruises as a family, so I really feel that I know a lot more about that now. I want to get Travel Joy CRM. So a CRM is basically a client relationship management software. We have a free software through my host agency, but it's not being updated in any way. It's not all inclusive. This other one's more all inclusive. So I want to start getting that. From there, I want to put together all of my templates, my forms, my emails and stuff that are going to go into the CRM. And I want to put together a template for my group cruises for the website and things like that. So then each time we have a group cruise, all I have to do is change a few things. So these are kind of more like putting together systems and putting together things like that. I want to put together my newsletters, my tips and updates, having that workflow process for when I do have clients, because I have clients, I book people out a year before their cruise. So I have little check-ins with them throughout the year to give them tips, give them tricks, to keep them updated and to remind them of things that need to get done. So I want to start putting those in more template formats to make it a little easier on me. Having the booth at the local event. I want to eventually be able to hire some sub-agents, so having a few agents that work under me who can help with all of this stuff. I want to host 2 group cruises a year, which I've mentioned, the family friends cruise and then the Zumba cruise. I want to attend my host agency. They have a conference in Vegas in August of 2020, so I want to go attend that. And then the other agency that we're with, I want to make sure I attend one more of their events again. And then again, just coming up with that workflow of, you know, the monthly, constantly, you know, reaching out to my clients on a monthly basis, you know, hey, this is what we got going on. So again, I got to figure out what am I doing for 2020, and I'll let you know. The last category I have is Enjoying Life's Journey, which is my YouTube channel. I have been talking about personal finance mostly over the last couple year or so. I talk a lot about goals. I want to transition, you know, talking about the goals and habits and things like that, but I also want to transition to maybe more cruise talk type stuff, because that's kind of where I'm headed. Or I might just start a whole separate channel, so I don't know. But as of right now, one goal is I need to post the rest of my budget templates on Etsy. Again, I have to come up with a system of a habit of, you know, working on something consistently. And so I'll be sharing how am I gonna do this stuff. Posting, you know, getting back on my posting schedule of sharing my budgets here on the channel. Like I mentioned, posting some of the Zumba and the group cruise type stuff on the channel. And I put on there may start a separate channel. Posting like cruise talk and my budget tips and things like that on the channel. Posting all of the budget types in 2020. So there's different budgeting styles. So I want to break them all down for you guys, and I'm going to share them over 2020. Posting at least one goal video a month. I actually might increase this because I'm going to have a lot of goals to share with you guys. I want to finish my website. I've had my domain name for years, and my little website has been sitting unpublished for years. So I just need to do it. Like I meant, transition into the Zumba cruise talk over the next 2 years is what I was thinking. I need to create my posting schedule for 2020, and I want to get a gimbal for my cameras so that my travel vlogging is more smooth and stuff like that. So that's what I have. A lot of stuff. So like I said, I'm going to be going through each of these again. I'm going to pick out what am I trying to do for 2020. I'm going to figure out, like I said, I'm going to give it more detail, and then I'm going to come up with what is the identity related to that. What kind of habit do I need to form? What kind of systems do I need to put into place to become the person that is X? A Zumba instructor, that is a YouTuber, that is a healthy, fit person, that is an active person, that you know what I mean? So I need to sit down and do all of that. So join me next time, and I'm going to share with you specifically what am I doing for 2020, and then throughout the whole year, I'm going to show you exactly how I'm going to break it down into manageable, bite-sized habits to ultimately change my life. And again, we have goals here for the next 10 years. So I encourage you guys, sit down, just do a brain dump. Write down as many goals as you can, things that you want to have, things you want to do, things you want to be. Write all those down and really just get a better, clear vision for where you want to go. And then start thinking about the identities. What kind of person accomplishes this? What kind of person does this? And what kind of habits can you put into place? And let me know down in the comments below. Are you going to join me on trying to create 100 goals for the next 10 years in maybe 10 categories of your life? As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye.